Hello everyone, welcome back to First Aid Kids. Today on this episode, we will be showing you all how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or commonly known as CPR. Today, my brother Nikhil will be demonstrating while I explain. Alright, so when we do CPR, there's a common mnemonic which we follow. Often always we use this in any other St. John case. However, in CPR it's very common. It is known as DRS ABCD. So, we start off with D, danger. So, when you're performing CPR, you must ensure the area around the casualty as well as the casualty is free of danger. The area must be clear to ensure the St. John first aider is not injured, such as glass shards cannot be there. And on the casualty, you should remove constrictions such as ties, belts, watches and glasses, which may constrict blood flow and also constrict circulation and breathing. So, Nikhil, please demonstrate how you clear danger and ask for danger if the situation is dangerous.
Judge, is the area safe to enter?
No, there are glass shards around the casualty.
Okay, so I take a broom and I sweep away the glass shards. Okay? Okay.
Tell them with glances.
See, there's glasses on the casualty and it's
Pass it to me.
danger, so you remove it. Okay? I'm going to assume there's a tie here. You don't take out the tie, you loosen the tie.
For?
Right? To
Privacy reasons.
Oh, okay. So yeah, next.
Next, so once you've cleared danger, you can move on to R, response. So, please demonstrate how you ask for response.
Tap firmly, not tap, hit firmly on the casualty's chest, saying, Sir, my name is Nikhil Keshwali. I'm a qualified St. John first aider. If you can hear me, please give me an okay sign with your right hand or open your left eye.
So now to tell them what you just said.
Like repeat it? Okay, Sir, my name is, whatever your name is, and I'm a qualified St. John first aider. If you can hear me, please show me some response. Ask the casualty for any response. For example, ask him to show an okay sign or open his eyes or whatever. Okay, tell the day, date, anything like that. Next, you ask the judge. Judge, is there any response?
No response.
No response.
So once no response, you move on to the next part. Next, you do S. S is send for help. So, please send for help, Nikhil.
Okay, I'm going to active EMS. EMS is emergency response system. You, sir, in the green shirt, please call 999, get me an ambulance and report back to me immediately. You, sir, in the grey shirt, please get me an AED and report back to me immediately.
You must say the words report back to me immediately to ensure the person who you've asked to help you gets the job done and comes back and reports that he has done it and has not run away. Next, DRS A, airway. So please open airway, Nikhil. Head till chin lift. No, head till chin. So head till chin lift is a method we use to open airway when there is no spinal injury. So you place 2 fingers on the bottom jaw and hand over the forehead and tilt the jaw open. You have to maintain an open airway to ensure there's constant air entering and leaving the body. Alright? So, now, Nikhil, DRS A, B, breathing. So now, Nikhil, please check for breathing. How do you check for breathing?
There's a mnemonic, LLF, look, listen, feel. Okay? So you bring your ear to his mouth to feel for water vapor. You look at his chest for chest rise. And you listen for breathing. Okay? Once you check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ask the judge. Judge, is there any breathing?
Judge will say no breathing.
No breathing.
DRS A, airway, B, breathing, C, compressions. So now, it's come to the compression part where you have to compress on the chest. So, Nikhil, where do you compress on the chest?
The nipple line.
Yes, it's called the nipple line. So you see, these two are the nipples. So you draw the nipples. You draw an imaginary line between the nipples, and the center of that line between the 2 nipples is where you will press, where you will compress.
Somewhere here?
Yes.
Okay.
So you put your strong hand above your weak hand. But it doesn't matter. And then you place it, the base of your palm at the nipple line where you want to press. Remember, your body must be 90 degrees above and your elbows must be straight. Alright? And now, you do 30 compressions and 2 rescue breaths. 5 cycles of this within 2 minutes. Go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Now, 2 rescue blows. Remember, when you're doing 2 rescue blows, you have to pinch the nose, open the airway, do not cover the casualty's eyes, do not touch the eyes, and then blow. Ensure your whole mouth covers the casualty's mouth as if a French kiss to ensure no air is escaped and all air goes into the lungs. Alright? Repeat the breath twice. Do again. And ask, before your second breath, ask, did the chest rise?
Did the chest rise?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so again.
And then, just ask again, did the chest rise?
Did the chest rise?
Yes.
No, I'm not gonna ask you, okay.
After this, since the chest has rise twice, you do not need to ask, as now it is confirmed there are no obstructions in the chest. In the throat, I mean. Now, continue CPR.
2, 3, 4, 5.
So,
6, 7,
this
8,
will go on
6,
for 5 cycles,
8,
and then
9,
after 5 cycles, we
3,
check for signs of life.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Remember to state the counting when you're doing CPR, as the judge require you to state your counting, and so that you remember at what compression you are at. So, assume Nikhil has finished all 5 cycles of CPR. So now, after 5 cycles, what do you do?
Check for signs of life.
Yes, please check for signs of life.
So, attention lift.
And you look, listen, feel. So you look for the chest rise to indicate breathing. You listen for the breath, and you feel for the water vapor coming from the breath. So after that, what must you do?
Are there any signs of life?
No signs of life.
Okay. Then you continue.
If there is no signs of life, you continue CPR until signs of life, until the signs of life, or until the ambulance has arrived, or until AED arrives. So just assume AED has arrived.
Alright. You don't have any.
It's okay. So an AED is an automated external defibrillator, whereby it detects the pulse of the casualty and it delivers shock to reset it to normal pulse. So, just say we have an imaginary AED, alright?
AED.
So, an AED has 2 pads. So, please take the pads.
First pad and second pad. Okay. The first pad goes here on the casualty's left
Lower abdomen.
lower abdomen, and the second pad goes here at the casualty's right shoulder.
Shoulder slightly above the nipple.
Yep.
Do not worry, on the AED there will be instructions on where to stick your pads.
And make sure you stick it firmly, because the AED will also ask you to do that. Okay. Once you stick the pads, this is what the AED will say. Analyzing heart rhythm, shockable rhythm, shock is advised. Please press the blinking shock button.
Yes.
Then you say, I clear, you clear, everyone clear?
Clear.
Okay?
And
And
then?
then the shock button will blink. Press the shock button. The shock will be delivered. Make sure not to touch the casualty, as it will also shock you. Then once again begin CPR.
And continue CPR. When the AED is taking its reading, ensure not to touch the casualty, as number 1, you may get shocked. Number 2, the AED will also, since the casualty has irregular pulse, it will search for the nearest working pulse, and that means it will sense your pulse. And therefore, it will definitely say, shock not required, because it is detecting a normal pulse. So remember, do not touch the casualty, always say, clear. Alright? So, just say Nikhil is doing CPR, and then suddenly the judge says, casualty coughs, or casualty opens eyes.
Okay? Push your eyes. Are there any signs of life?
So you must look, listen, feel again, and the judge will say, yes, there are signs of life.
Okay.
And so once the casualty has regained breathing, what do you put him in?
Recovery position.
So what are a few reasons you put him in recovery position? So-
First, you say?
One of the reasons you put them in recovery position is to maintain an open airway. Secondly, with an open airway, if the casualty were to vomit, the vomit can come out, and therefore he will not choke on the vomit. That's 3 reasons. Another reason is recovery position is comfortable. So please demonstrate recovery position.
On the dummy?
Yes.
And I'm sure you. It's easier.
Alright. We can demonstrate on another casualty. Kavishan, please come here, Kavishan. Move the dummy.
On the dummy? Put this here,
Okay. And lie him on the floor, please.
Lie on the floor. No.
So Nikhil, please demonstrate. How do you do recovery position? No.
What are you doing?
So,
Okay, so
What are you doing?
tell them.
sir, I'm going to perform recovery position on you.
What?
It's nothing, it's just like a sleeping position. Okay? So, the hand closest to you, you put it in 90 degrees. The hand on the opposite side, you fold it across his chest and his hand, you rest his cheek against his hand, okay, to provide extra comfort. Next, your his left leg, leg opposite, you have to fold it up like this. Hold his hip and his shoulder and pull him over to your side. Okay? As you can see here, I'm going to show here. His cheek is rested against the hand, which will provide extra comfort. And his leg over here, make sure you pull it out to a 90 degrees position. Yeah.
Alright?
Okay.
So, hence the fifth reason, when the casualty is facing this way, please open his airway. When the casualty is facing this way, it is also easy for you to monitor the casualty's vital signs, such as breathing and pulse rate. Alright? So, I believe we have reached the end of our video for CPR. Please, if you have any questions, you may ask one of the topic leaders or squad leaders at school. I hope you benefited from this video. Thank you very much.